All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Racha, Kudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom, meaning peace. May that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, I want to do a quick hit, as quick as we can make it. And not to rush it, but just to be concise with it on Revelation, the 10th chapter. So starting in verse 1. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud. So what? Hold on, cloud. Let's look at this word here. Hold on, and we will finish the verse. Cloud.
Strong's G 3507. Nephele.
Nephele, which is a cloud, used of the cloud which led the Israelites in the wilderness. Okay, now I think it's Psalm 103 and 4. By that I mean 104 and 3. Right, it says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. So we know the cloud that was in the wilderness was a chariot. This word for cloud here is aib. Darkness, cloud, thicket, dark cloud, cloud mass, thicket as refuge. Now if you look up and there's a big thing filling up the sky, what does it look? It looks like a cloud. Alright, so that's why it's known as a cloud. Now let's see if we can find in the LXX, Nephos, right, which is obviously of the same root. A cloud, a large dense multitude. Okay, a large dense multitude. Right, and in the chariots you have what? You have angels. Right? Well, let's prove that first. Now Ezekiel 1 and starting at verse 14. Alright, we'll start at 4. Ezekiel 1 and 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, right, which reminds you of what? Wheel in a wheel, enfolding itself. And the brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the colour of amber, out of the midst of the fire. And whirlwind, also talks about that. If I just get this. Isaiah 66. Relax. Isaiah 66. Verse 15, for behold, Yahawah will come with fire and with his chariots. Right, what did it say? Made the cloud his chariots like a whirlwind. Right, so the similitude is a whirlwind. So certain, not all, but certain times you read about a whirlwind, it's talking about, a chariot. For lack of a better term, a UFO. Right, but if we've identified them, they're not unidentified, brother. They're very much identified. Okay? Do that. For behold, Yahawah will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah shall be many. And the word it says plead there, it's better translated as judge. Okay? The word is shapat in the Hebrew. Right, getting back into this. In fact, not getting back into that yet. Verse 5, also at the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the colour of burnished brass. Okay, so what colour is burnished brass? So this is a living creature within this chariot that is the colour of burnished brass. Now burnished, brass, bronze, these are all synonyms. Now it's off the top of my head, I believe the word bronze wasn't actually used at the time. It was of publication in the English. So it's more so brass, bronze is actually the same thing. What colour is bronze? If you've ever played any of the medieval games, you should know that. You should just know that. Alright, it's like a brown colour. Same colour as a brown bin in the UK. Okay? okay. Verse 8, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on the 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Now what was that? That was that controlling it, driving the chariot, for lack of a better term. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went everyone straight forward. Yeah, and that's all we want on that. So inside of the chariot, there's a a controller, right? A driver, if you like. So Revelation 10:1, and I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. Now when it's talking about this word angel here, it's talking about the vehicle as well, or rather. Of course, you've got an angel inside it. This word angel, angelos, says a messenger, envoy, one who is sent, an angel, a messenger from the Most High. Now let's Google define this. Envoy, a messenger or representative, especially one on a diplomatic mission, right? A minister, plenipotentiary, ranking below ambassador and above charge d'affaires, right? So what is it? It means someone it means someone representing, right? So you might have a CEO of a business, or the top guys. They don't go to every meeting. They might send someone under them to go and or in any. It might be a meeting. It might be going to do someone in. If you think about it in that sense as well, there's organizations that are dedicated to that, and that's the similitude, because you're going to find out that there's even an angel for destruction. Okay, so this means what? There's also a definition, I can't remember where it is, where it talks about a representative from one kingdom to another, right? And certain times you read about the angelos, the angels, that there's one sent from the kingdom of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, to go and tell some, or not tell something, but rather carry out a judgment upon the king of Babylon, or the mystery Babylon kingdom. Okay, and a messenger, envoy, one who sent, an angel, a messenger from the Most High. Alright, so it's a messenger from the Most High, but inside this vehicle. The vehicle is being described as that too. That's why it says his feet as pillars of fire, as landing pads, as we'd understand it. Right, verse 2. And he had in his right hand a little book, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot upon the earth. And he cried cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. Right, seven's a complete number, and thunder is very, very loud. Right, thunder and lightning is what we tend to know it by, and that is a fearful thing for many people. Now, even if you're not afraid of it, you can at least acknowledge it makes you feel insignificant in creation, if you like. Right, there's all this that's out of our control. And especially in an atheistic society, when they start zooming out and show you this planet, they'll be like, oh man, we're really insignificant. There must be other life out there. But really, we are significant, but we're small in terms of the grand scale of it. And that can really make you put into perspective the works and creation of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Alright, so it's all for, it can always be used to reroute, to give praise unto the highest, which is what we ought to do. And write them not. It says, verse 5, and the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and swear by him that liveth for ever and ever, who created heaven, and the things that are therein, and the earth, and the things that are therein, and the sea, and the things that are therein, that there should be time no longer. Okay, also, E's kingdom is bound by time. Right, verse 7. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi should be finished, as he had declared to his servants the prophets. Right, and the secrets, the mysteries, are given unto them. Amos 3:7. Surely Ha'adawan Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. Right, so the prophets are the top men upon the earth. They have understanding of the things that, well, not all of them, let me say, because even in the time of writing this, did John understand? All right, this is talking about America. This is going to happen. This, and this at this time. No. All right, so there's prophets in that time to give the vision, and then there's prophets in this time, coming back to explain it. Okay, as it says, you will stand in thy lot at the end of days. And although that's talking about Daniel, everyone will be in their lot. If you were a scoffer back in the old time, you'll be a scoffer now. But if you were a righteous man of the Lord, maybe not a prophet, an Israelite, but a righteous man, trying to keep the works, the law, the faith, so on, then you'll do that now. Right, verse 8. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and the earth. And this little book is talking about what? This scripture. Okay, this Bible. Prophecies included. Okay? Because the testimony of Yahawashi is what? Is the spirit of prophecy. Right, pursuant to Revelation, the 19th chapter, verse 10. Right, verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall be in thy belly bitter. Sorry, take it and eat it up. It shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Right, and let's look at this word for bitter. Because that's what you've got. You've got people that try to eat this book, and then they get bugged out, or they can't take the bitter for parts. Bitter, let's look at this word here.
Strong's G 4087. Pikrino.
Pikrano, to make bitter, to produce a bitter taste in the stomach, to embitter, exasperate, render angry, indignant, to be embittered, irritated, to visit with bitterness, to grieve, deal bitterly with. Now there's certain bits, Israelites, we've been in captivity too long, man. Certain laws will bug you the fuck out, okay? Will bug you out. Imagine if adulterers were put to death on the spot. You get bugged out. But you'd have less adultery. Where's that scripture? Oh, it's, not Sirach, the other Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right, so let's see how long that so-called I fucked your bitch spirit would last. Yeah, if ninjas were being put to death on the spot for that. Now, even it talks about in the law that all Israel may hear and fear and do no more wickedly. Yeah, paraphrasing. So certain laws were put there as a deterrent. Of course, it's a righteous judgment, but you get two parts. You get that, it also deters other Israelites from being wicked. Right. So there's certain bitter parts that Jake didn't want to deal with, man. And as Elder Apostle Gabar said, we should teach the bitter as enthusiastically, as passionately as we teach the sweet. Yeah, we should teach the bitter just as to the same degree that we teach the bitter. Sorry, I think I said that wrong. We should teach the bitter exactly as we teach the sweet. Yeah, the same passion, the same getting on into it, the same getting into the words, not glossing over it. Now, there's certain bits in scripture that don't need a breakdown, or if you know a breakdown to this, you don't need to break it down. But nonetheless, we should still be getting into it, explaining it, bit by bit, here a little, there a little, as it says. Ezekiel 3 verses 1 through 3. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. And that's what it's about. You have to eat the book, and you have to eat all of the book. Just as your parents would put on the plate, boy, you better eat them peas, And not peas, I'm not talking about kidney beans. I'm talking about them green peas, sprouts and shit. The stuff that's actually really good for you. But everyone, I hate sprouts. That sort of thing. Eat your greens, right? You gotta eat the greens of the scripture. The greens are the bitter bit, right? Horseradish shit doesn't taste too good, but if it's on your plate, so you better eat that, okay? That's what part of a chapasach. You're eating bitter herbs. That represents the bondage. But also there's many things that are bitter. Right? Persecution is not too nice. Getting your head fucking cut off isn't nice. But these are the bitter truths of the scriptures. We ought to teach them. Verse 2 of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. So I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll. Verse 3. And he said to me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. Alright, so like it says, it's sweet in your mouth as honey, but also there's a bitter part. Verse 9 of Revelation 10. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. As soon as is not a long time frame there. You know, so it means what? That's the whole roll there. That's the whole roll. It's not picking and choosing. Oh, I like this part, I don't like that part. It's the whole roll. Right, verse 11. And he said to me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Right, this is in the same similitude as Ezekiel. Right, what did he say? Take this, eat it up, and go and speak unto the house of Israel. Okay. Now that was quick. So maybe we can come back, you know, and get more into it in certain parts, certain places. But, you know, Lord willing, it was edifying as a structural or skeletal outline. But all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kudash. Shalom.